Okay, so we are reviewing Myranda, giving a guide how to play with this Academy deck. This is a rush deck filled with a whole bunch of creatures and a few single target removals. And I happen to start with my one single Dispel, which I don't like having in my starting hand, especially against a Garant where I won't be needing it. The rest of it's not so bad though, but I think I'm actually going to mulligan and hope that I get some more aggressive early game creatures. And unfortunately not, and I no longer have my level 1, my Scholar, so that's a bit unfortunate, but no problem, I can move on and just level up an ability. And we're playing against Garant, and we know that maybe he doesn't have the best deck here, but that should give us even better chance to explain exactly how this deck works, since there should hopefully be less random things happening. So I'm able to play on my second turn this Spiritbound Djinn, mostly because I went first, and I've been able to level my magic twice. I could have played a Wizard Tutor, which would have also given me a magic channel, so I would have been up to 4 magic already. But I do think getting this 2/2/6 creature out super early is one of the best things that a Myranda can do. Puts a lot of pressure on the board, and I forced him to move that Maniac out of the way. So obviously I get this 2 damage in here, and I also denied him 2 damage from his Maniac. So now, with 3 resources this turn, I have a couple options where I can play a POW, a Rakshasa, a Wizard Disciple, and a Lightning Strike even. The Lightning Strike is not worth spending on one of these 1-cost creatures, so I think I will play a Rakshasa here. And so again, I'm going to be blocking this 2 damage from the Maniac, and not only am I blocking, but with Evade, the Rakshasa is not even going to take any damage from this guy. So far, I've allowed 2 attacks to come in from this Hellhound, but dealing 1 damage each time is not really a bad thing, so I'm totally fine with that happening. And this lane is still open for my Djinn right here, so that's pretty cool. Now, this guy, he just played the Hellfire Slave. 4/4/4 is pretty strong, immune to retaliation, so I can't really block that lane that well. But I do have Lightning Strike, which is perfect in this situation, dealing 4 damage exactly. I think I will be finishing off this Maniac with that basic attack right there. Additionally, I could play this Wizard Disciple in that row, since it will be immune to the effects of both of these creatures since it's phased. But taking this 4 damage early is a little bit risky, especially since I'm going to be dealing some damage to myself potentially. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Lightning Strike, get rid of that 4 damage, and level myself up. It's not really a huge deal that I level anything, because with this Djinn Mentor in my hand, I know that I'm going to be getting 2 free levels of magic anyway, so I might just draw a card here. Drawing a card, not a bad choice. I can play my Mentor next turn after leveling Destiny, and I think I'll be in a good spot. So, depending on what he does this turn, again, he just attacked with 1 damage on that Hellhound. Completely worth ignoring that. I'm getting my own damage in. Right now, I have a lot of pressure with these 2 open lanes, and he did play an Attack Anywhere Pit Fiend up there, so that's a fairly good card to deal with what I have here. I'll be killing this off in 2 turns, my Spiritbound Djinn. That's not a huge problem. I'm happy to deal this 4 damage to him right now. And I do think I'm going to go ahead and go with my plan of playing this Djinn Mentor. I have a couple choices with this guy. I can go ahead and block the Pit Fiend, or I can try to put even more pressure on him and put him in a row out here. But I do think I'll just block the Pit Fiend. As you see, my magic went up 2 levels just from playing the Mentor, and that's super handy since next turn I'll be able to level up magic if I happen to draw a Forked Lightning or some spell like that. Now, things I have to worry about when playing any Inferno deck are, since most of them have the Fire School, you have to worry about board clear with Forbidden Flame, And you also have to worry about board clear from Doombringer as well. So it's a little bit risky to play all my creatures at once. So not always the best idea. I see here that he has leveled his Destiny up to 3, but with 2 weeks of taxes here, I'm sure he's probably a little bit frustrated, as he's not really able to make effective use of those cards. Okay, so now with 6 resources here, Town Portal becomes a pretty good option. I don't mind taking out this guy right here with an attack, and not really worth wasting a spell right there. Town Portal, this guy is going to be dying on his next turn anyway, so I might as well clear the way for him to deal some damage. So I'm going to bring that in for 2. I could move this guy down to block the Pit Fiend again, but I'm actually going to go for damage since, as I said earlier, this is sort of a rush deck. So the more damage I deal, the better off I am. Now, against this attack anywhere, I could go with another Rakshasa to try to put some pressure on the Pit Fiend, but I'm actually going to play a Wizard Disciple. And hopefully I'll be able to make some use of the Disciple this turn, or next turn I mean. The fact that he's phased means that he can't actually be attacked by this Pit Fiend. So his Pit Fiend was probably going to be attacking the Rakshasa anyways, so I should get a free 2 damage on it, which is not too bad. Now that Urkrag Enforcer is a lot of damage. Oh, and of course the attack on the Rakshasa, because this is a melee, does not actually do anything, it just triggers my evade instead. So that will give me a free kill on the Pit Fiend, but I only have 7 more damage left that I need to deal to Garant. I already have 5 damage for free, so I can go ahead and do that. Now, I have multiple options here. I can relocate with Myranda's ability, or I can play Song of the Lost just to move stuff out of the way, and I can win the game. So, ended the game with 17 health, which is actually probably a little bit higher than most of my games will be. Myranda has a lot of ways to sort of damage herself, but that worked out pretty well. Not the best opponent that I played against there, but that was not so bad at all. I had lots of options to win that game.